Hello and welcome to this video blog. In this video I'm going to be talking about the implementation of the second channel and as well some of the issues and bugs that I've just fixed as well going along the way. And I'm also just going to talk about a couple of things to do with just upgrading the version of Max and what's happened with that as well. Okay, so first of all, the waveform object. After the update, the waveform now seems to respond to messages that are greater than 2000. So an extra value preset here has been added for 3500. Down in here in the copy and loop section, I've just tidied this area up here. As I say, I've now got channel B. To prevent having lots and lots of wires everywhere, what I've done is these two wires which are going into the message here from the waveform, on the second waveform which I'll show in a second, these two wires actually, these two patch cords now actually attached to these send objects, which is for the two values for the audio buffer to copy from. So I've also just had a quick look at the visualization of the different objects like the dials, trying to work out which would be a good way of doing it. I've also been looking at the different pitch values which should be used to get the best values for the pitch fader, because some seem to be a little bit too fast, so it's just fine tuning that. Also, as you can see here, I've also encapsulated some of the different functions there. Over here, as you can see now, I've copied and pasted the channel A from over here, and it's now over here. But what I've kind of done as well, as you can see, is I've flipped it. So now, instead of having the waveform from here over here, like this side, I've now put the transport functions here and the waveform object over there. The reason for this is because the Maxwino, when it's implemented, is going to probably have a very long root object going along the top here, and so all the inputs will need to be kind of easy to be accessed from there. So I'm kind of thinking about how it's going to appear when all the wires start to come into it. So the next thing I've done is down here I've the loop 1 player and the loop 2 player with the chucker. They were both tested, they were perfectly fine. So these have now, to save space and to make the patch a little bit smaller, have now been segmented into sub patches, as you can see there and there. Now all these patch codes here, they are for the Q assigned. As you can see here, we've got Q, so that will allow each one of these audio sources, so whether it's channel A, B, loop 1 or 2, once these have been turned on, obviously you can see there's two gates there, one for each channel, and then they come into this G switch object, G switch 2 rather, sorry, and this is then controlled by one of these buttons up here. As you can see, they assign it to either A or B, so now you can either have them two like that, or you can have it like that, and then Q whenever you like. So these are some functions that I thought would be very useful. As well, there you've got your dial, so it's either on A or B, or it can be 50-50, etc, etc. As well as your headphone level, some important VU meter. Over here, what we've got is the crossfader section. So all the outputs from all the audio sources now, they're all coming down to this object here, to these G switch 2s, again being assigned to either side of this crossfader, which is for the Max for Lav cross 2 object here, and that basically acts as a crossfader, so you can assign it either to the left or the right. I was thinking about the if you were using a cue, a loop, for example, and you were using a loop, you was losing loop 1 and channel A, which I imagine would probably be on top of each other at least, then you've got the option of then mixing channel A, loop 1 to channel B on the crossfader, and you can have crossfade, the channel A on the crossfader there, so you can mix between the both. Okay, and also sometimes I know that people who do scratching and stuff like that, they like to switch the crossfader around, they like to have a preferred hand that they use. Okay, so that just about sums up all the stuff that I've done in this patch. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.